Studio 84 на выступление «The Grove». Становление адаптированное Антон Chekhov «Высший сад». В уважение к вашим коллегам и актерам мы просим, чтобы во время выступления не высылать смс-ы. Так что в это время, пожалуйста, выключайте все мобильные телефоны и другие электронные устройства. Если вы обратите к вашим программам, у нас будет одна 12-минутная перерыв. Если в этот момент вы хотите открыть ваши конфеты, пожалуйста, сейчас открывайте. Мы тоже хотим напоминать, что в это время не можно камеры или видеокамеры, когда актеры будут выступать. Наше выступление будет начинаться через пару минут. Пожалуйста, наслаждайтесь. Welcome to Studio 84's production of The Grove, a modern adaptation of Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard. As a courtesy to fellow audience members and actors, we would ask if you would please take a moment to turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. We also ask you to please refrain from texting during the performance. It is distracting to other guests around you. If someone does begin texting, please feel free to ask them to stop. If you will note in your program, there will be one 12-minute intermission. Also, if you are planning on enjoying a piece of hard candy or a cough drop, now would be an ideal time to unwrap them. And may we remind you that the use of any cameras or recording devices is not allowed at any time. Our performance will begin in a few moments. Please sit back and enjoy the show.
What time is it? The plane should have landed by now.
It's almost 6. The sun should be coming up soon.
Flight was delayed and the plane's over 4 hours late. An idiot. I should have called to check on it before I came over. I really wanted to meet them at the airport. Sitting here waiting, I must have fell asleep. Why didn't you wake me?
It was late, so I went to lie down and figured you had already gone. What's that? It looks like a car's pulling up from the drive.
Hard to believe Miss Rain has been gone for almost 5 years. You know, time changes people. I remember she used to be kind, thoughtful, and unpretentious. There was this one time when I was about 15, and my daddy was still alive. He was the foreman of these girls, as usual, drunk. And I must have said something that ticked him off, because he punched me in the face and my nose was bleeding. So I ran barefoot through the groves up to the house to use the water spigot to clean up, and Miss Raina must have seen me through the kitchen window. She came outside. She was so young and pretty. Well, she brought me up to the house to wash my face, and I must have looked pretty rough, because she said to me, "Buck up, buddy, you're not going to die." My old man, he was born here, worked here and died here. Families always work these groves, going all the way back to my great-grandma and grandpa. Garlands have always worked these groves, it's just all they knew. Well, they're all gone now. But look at me. I mean, they worked hard so I could do better. Go to college, make something of myself. Yeah, now I wear all these expensive clothes and I have a little bit of money, but that's all that's changed. I might be rich, but underneath it all, I'm still just a grove rat.
I think the dogs can sense something's going on. They've been driving me crazy, barking all night. Finally had to put them out back.
Well, what's the matter, Eva? I mean, you look nervous.
I'm a nervous wreck. I feel like I could faint.
Maybe you're just too fragile. I mean, look at you all dressed up. But just remember, you're still just a me.
Oh, hi, Neva. Excuse me. Huh? They're from the car, they're from Miss Raina. You should probably put them in some water.
Oh, and on your way back there, could you bring me some sweet tea?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Garland.
What did I say? I figured Miss Raina would have been home by now. It's already getting pretty warm out there.
Yeah.
You know, they say it's going to get into the high 80s today.
Really?
Yeah. It's gonna be a hot one. Hey, I see the orange blossoms are in full bloom. Smells nice. I really can't stand this climate. You know, you can never really get used to it. The only salvation is November, December, and January when it cools down for a spell.
Right, yes.
Hey, last week I bought a new pair of deck shoes. When I wear them without socks, they want to squeak. It sounds like I'm tooting. It's kind of embarrassing. It's probably wearing with socks.
Yeah. Okay. Neva, how's that sweet tea coming?
Seems like every day I'm visited by some new catastrophe. Nothing really big though, so I'm pretty much used to it. There ain't no point in complaining. I just grin and move on. Well, I guess I better get going. There, right there. I don't know what it is, but when I get nervous, these things happen to me all the time. It's so weird. Well, goodbye, Neva. Shelby Garland.
Bless his heart, I gotta tell ya. Jimmy Tate asked me to marry him.
You are kidding.
I don't know what to tell him. He's a really sweet guy, but most of the time I don't have a clue what he's talking about. He's so nice and sweet and charming in his own strange kind of way. I really sort of like him. Of course, he's madly in love with me. But he's just so darn clumsy. People tease him, which is just terrible.
It only brings him upon himself. I think they're here.
They're here. They're here. I gotta pull myself together.
Come on, I wonder if she would recognize me. It's been almost 5 years.
I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna faint.
Welcome home, everybody.
Come on, Mama. Finally, we're home. Is it just like you remember?
Oh, it's exactly like I remember. Not a thing has changed.
It's been so hot. We've been sweating up a storm this early in the season. Mama, we kept your room just the way you left it. Oh, of course we watched the bedding for your homecoming.
Oh, my room. Oh, I can't wait to get back into my own bed. Oh, my darling, precious room. You know, I've slept in that room since I was just a little girl. Sometimes I still feel like a little girl. Oh, I'm so glad to be home. Oh, and speaking of nothing's changed, Verna, honey, look at you, just the same. You look like a nun. Tomorrow we're going shopping. Oh, and Neva, I recognized you the moment I saw you. Just look at you, all grown up.
I called and the plane was getting into New York 2 hours late. After going through customs, they missed the connecting flight to Tampa.
Fortunately, the agent found us a flight that was leaving within the hour. But I was coming to the St. Petersburg airport. But at that point, we were just happy to get a flight coming into Florida.
Incredible.
Well, I was trying to meet y'all at the airport, but the flight...
They called the house just before they left New York, and, well, they're all here now, safe and sound. Thank God.
It feels like you've been away for months.
I couldn't sleep at all on that plane. We were exhausted.
You left just before Christmas. It was pretty chilly. And now look, you're here. I'm so thrilled you're home. I'm ready to explode. I have so much to tell you.
So what is it this time?
You won't believe this. Jimmy Tate Modian proposed to me on New Year's Eve.
Neva, you already told me that when I called.
Oh. I just don't know what to say to him. He loves me. He's crazy about me.
What are you going to say to him?
I'm not sure.
I am so glad to be home. It's just like I never went away. I'm home. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go for a run in the Grove. Well, I'm ready to drop. I couldn't sleep on that plane. I was too excited.
Blaine arrived the day before yesterday.
Blaine Mitchell?
He's sleeping down at the pool house. Vernon insisted. He said it wasn't a problem at all. He'd prefer it. I would have woken when you arrived, but Vernon said wait.
Neva, could you make some coffee? Mama wants coffee. Decaf.
Right away.
You're home, thank God. My darling Anna's home. My angel has was so cold. Ryland was with Mama when I arrived. Never shut up. During the entire trip, there was just talking and talking going on and on. I wanted to scream. Ryland hovers over Mama. I wish I knew what Mama sees in Ryland and why that jerk is constantly by her side.
I was worried about you traveling alone. You're only 17.
It was fine. But when I arrived, it was snowing in Paris. No French. I went to the address we had to find Mama. She was staying on the 5th floor. A walk up. The elevator was out of service. Oh my God, Verna. The room was horrible. Small and shabby. There were a number of French people there sitting around. Ryland chattering. An old priest reading out of his prayer book. The room was choking, full of tobacco smoke. It was just so sad. And when I saw Mama, I wanted to cry. Well, I went to hug her, and she couldn't let go. She just holds me and kisses me and cries. Stop! I don't want to hear you more. Don't. She already sold her house near Menton. She's broke. She has no money left. Nothing. And I don't either. We barely have enough money to get back home. And the sad part is, Mama just doesn't get it. She goes to this nice restaurant at the airport and orders the most expensive thing on the menu. And then handsomely tips the waiter. Gosh, and Ryland, that parasite, does the same. Orders a big dinner and picks at it. It's disgusting. Mama must consider Ryland her personal assistant or something. Yes, I saw Ryland. I wish I hadn't. That leech makes me ill. Mama won't hear anything about that leech. And here, have you been able to handle the mortgage payments? With what? Oh my God. In June, the entire estate is going to be sold. Everything. Oh my God.
Well, look at the time.
Well, I'd like to slap him. Has he proposed? He loves you. Talk to him. Don't let it drag on any longer. No, I can't. It's pointless. He's so wrapped up in his work, he looks right through me. He barely knows I'm alive. I really don't want to see him anymore. Everyone I run into congratulates me on our engagement, but there isn't one. I feel like such a fool. Is that a new pin you're wearing? It's a B, isn't it? Mama bought it. I'm so glad you're home. I miss you so much. Every day is a challenge keeping this place together. I just wish and hope that we could marry you off some wonderful, charming, handsome, and rich fellow. Everything would be okay again. I can hear the birds singing in the grove. What time is it? It's 7:30. You've got to go to bed and get some rest. Okay, Brian. I'm home.
May I pass through here, s'il vous plaît? I hardly recognize you, Ryland Prentice. You look so sophisticated.
And who might you be?
Oh, come on, I admit, I was only 13 this big when you left, but don't pretend you can't recognize me.
Little Neva, look what a few years have done to you.
What's going on here?
I dropped a saucer.
Oh, don't worry about it. That's supposed to be a good omen. We've got to warn Mama that Blaine is here. It's been 6 years since Daddy died, and Cooper drowned a month later. Cooper. What a sweet little brother. Only 7. But Mama just couldn't handle it. It broke her heart. She changed. She left and didn't look back. I know how she feels. I don't think she knows that, but I do. Blaine was little Cooper's tutor, it'll remind her.
Miss Rayna will be having her coffee here. The coffee, it's ready. And you, where's the cream? Oh my God.
Nincompoops.
Good for nothing. Miss Rayna flies back from Paris. Her daddy, Mr. Fontaine, used to go to Paris too. Only he went by boat, traveling in real style in one of them ocean liners.
What are you laughing at, Fern?
Miss Rayna is back. She's home. She's home. She's been gone for so long. I've been waiting. I've been hanging on for her to come home.
But wait, how does it go? Oh wait, I remember. Yellow into the corner, pop the red.
Cut shot. Into the corner pocket. Ray, do you remember all the fun we had when we were kids? And now I'm 49. It's hard to believe.
Time does fly.
What?
I said time flies.
There's the smell of cheap cologne in here. you're back home. You remind me so much of your mother when she was your age.
She is so tired.
We've all had a very long day.
Well, gentlemen, it's almost 8 a.m. These people haven't slept. It's time to leave.
Same old Verna. Let me finish my coffee and then we can all go to bed. Oh, thank you, my dear. I've gotten used to drinking coffee all the time now. I drink it day and night. Well, thank you, dear old soul. Thank you.
I'll go and see if they brought in all your things.
Oh, I can't believe I'm sitting here. Ooh, I want to jump for joy. Oh, but what if I'm asleep and this is just a dream? Oh my God, I love it here. This place means so much to me. Oh, but I must finish my coffee. Thank you, Fern. Thank you, my dear. I'm so happy you're still here with us.
She's going deaf.
Well, I really had better be going. After lunch, I'll have to be in Jacksonville. Poor me. But I did want to see you, speak with you again. You're still just as lovely as I remember.
More. She is more lovely since she went to Paris. I think she's very lovely too. Really.
Well, your brother here calls me a social climber, orange picker, grove rat. I don't care. People will say what they want. The thing that I care about is that you trust me as you have always trusted me. You know I care about what happens to you. I mean, good Lord, our families go way back. Dad worked for yours. Granddad even worked for yours. The Garlands and the Fontaines have had ties here for generations. I deeply care about you, and you need to trust me.
Oh, not now, please. Not now. It's too much right now. I know I'm foolish. I'm just overwhelmed by everything. By being home. My home. Oh, my dear little break front. Oh, my lovely things.
While you were gone, Mr. Bois died.
Oh, God rest her soul. Stella wrote and told me.
He Paul is dead too. He'd been sick for some time. Cancer. Carlotta quit. She's living in town now, working for the police department.
My daughter Donna said to say hello.
Oh, Donna.
I really need to speak with you about something that could please you, cheer you up. But there just isn't enough time. I really had better be going.
How is the weather in Paris this time of year?
Freezing cold.
Is it very cold?
Yeah.
Well, you know that your groves need to be sold in order to pay your debts, and the auction is set for August 22nd. Well, you don't have to worry. There is a solution. Listen, I have a plan. Now, your groves are only 11 miles from town, right? Near the interstate? And we're what, less than 45 miles away from Kissimmee? Well, if you clear the groves and divide the lands around the lake into home sites and sell them, you'll have enough money left over and be set. And with all the developing that's going on around Orlando, people are flocking to this area.
Excuse me, but that's ridiculous.
What are you saying? Shelby, I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, divide the groves into 1-acre plots and sell them for $25,000 to $30,000 for home or condo development. And if you start advertising now, I'll bet you won't have a single lot left by the August auction date. Trust me, everything will be sold, all of your debts will be cleared, and you have money left to live on. And the site is beautiful, and the lake is clear and deep enough to swim in. Of course, you have to rearrange a few things, spruce the place up a bit. I mean, for example, tear down all the old cruise sheds and buildings, and then this house is just too old, big, and not worth much. You could tear it down, or keep it, and live in it. But cut down the groves and sell the lands.
Cut down the orange groves. Oh, my dear, excuse me, but I don't think you understand. There's one remarkable thing. This area is noted for its orange groves.
The only thing remarkable about it is that it's big. In fact, it doesn't bear the fruit that it did in the past. I mean, most of the trees are old, some are lost to the canker, and now there's no market for the crop, so it's not worth it for the buyers to hire pickers. And so the fruit just falls, sits there, and rots.
But even the encyclopedia and the Department of Agriculture talk about our orange groves.
There is no other way. If you don't do it, the entire estate, house, groves, everything will be sold at auction on the 22nd of August. You have to make up your mind. There is no other solution. None. whatsoever.
In the old days, 40, 50 years ago, buyers were fighting over who would get the crop. See, we'd be making jam preserves and some...
Fern, please be quiet.
Sometimes they sent a truckload of oranges up north in the winter, and that really brought in money. The oranges were sweet, and those red grapefruits, folks really liked them. Tangerine jam, we had a special recipe for that.
Well, what is the recipe?
I don't think we wrote it down. I forgot.
And how was Paris? Did you eat frogs?
Yes. And I ate snails too.
It's incredible what those French people won't eat.
Oh.
Until recently, in this part of the country, there were only landowners, sharecroppers, and laborers. But now, people are starting to come and settle in. They're moving in. They're vacationing around here. And within the next 20 years, the growth and population of this area is going to explode. I mean, sure, right now people only come around Kissimmee and St. Cloud for a few days of vacation getaway, but soon there will be homes, condominiums, hotels, and maybe vacation resorts. And this area will be rich and prosperous beyond our imagination.
That's ridiculous.
Mama, 2 registered letters came for you. Here they are.
They're from Paris. I'm through with Paris.
This grapefruit over here. Do you know how old it is, Raina? The other day I opened the drawer and saw something burned into the side of it. It was the date, and it was exactly 100 years old. I found that interesting. I realize it's an inanimate object, just a grapefruit, but still feel an urge to celebrate its centenary.
That's incredible. 100 years old? Doesn't look that old.
Yes, quite an achievement. I salute your existence for 100 years. You have silently served us well and never faltered through all the generations of our family. You have upheld our family's wisdom, courage, and faith in a better future.
Yeah. Okay.
Shelby, you are the same as ever. You haven't changed at all.
Off into the right-hand corner, then back into the middle pocket.
I really had better be going.
Miss Raina, it's getting to be time for your pills.
Blood pressure and Valium, and nerve pills. They're perfectly safe. They just help take the edge off things.
Mama, when the judge came by over the holidays, he ate half a bowl of dill pickles all by himself.
What did she say?
She's been muttering like that for the past 3 years. We're used to it.
It's old age, isn't it?
So, we'll see each other again in 3 weeks. I don't want to go, but I have to. Please, think it over about selling the Grove property. And once you've come to a decision, give me a call. I can find you a loan to help you get things started. But please, think it over very seriously.
You said you had to leave, so go.
I'm going. I'm going.
Fool. Oh, I'm so sorry. He's Verna's fiance, isn't he?
Uncle Redmond, please don't.
But darling, he's a good man. You'd be happy.
My daughter Donna says he's an honorable and wealthy man. But she says a lot of things. So anyway, my dear lady, I'm in a bit of a tight spot for the moment. Would you kindly loan me $540? I need it tomorrow. I must pay the interest on my mortgage.
No, there is no money.
Vern is right. I'm sorry, my dear friend, but I don't have any.
I'll find some. I never lose hope. Just when I think it's hopeless, something turns up. Anything could turn up. My Donna's been playing that new lottery. She says she's feeling lucky.
Well, I finished my coffee. We all need to get some sleep.
Mr. Redmond, you got something on your trousers again. What am I going to do with you?
The sun is getting up there, and it's going to be a warm one today. Oh, Mama, look how beautiful the trees are. My God, the air, the smell of the orange blossoms.
The grove is all white. On moonlit nights, remember the paths weaving among the trees? You remember that, don't you, Rain?
How could I forget? It was my childhood, my innocence. everything had changed.
Yes. And now the grove is going to be sold to pay our debts. Strange as it seems.
Looking out there, I can almost see Mama walking in from the grove.
I remember that.
Oh, the groves. The beautiful orange groves. With masses of white flowers against the blue sky.
Hello, Miss Reyna. I want to stop in and welcome you home. Then I'll leave. They told me to wait till later, but I just couldn't.
It's Blaine Mitchell.
Blaine Mitchell. Little Cooper's tutor. Have I changed that much?
Brainy, darling.
I told you to wait until later.
My Cooper, my little boy, my baby.
Mama, there was nothing we could do. It was God's will.
Please, it's over now.
My little boy is dead. Drowned. Why? Oh, this is silly. I'm making too much noise. Well, Blaine, you were so cute. What happened? How did you get so old?
On the bus, some old woman called me a mangy old hippie.
Oh, you were a boy then. Lovely, sweet young man. And now look at your hair, and you're wearing glasses. Oh, surely you're not still a student.
I'll probably always be a student.
Well, now once again, I'm off to bed. Oh, and Rooster, you've aged too.
So it's up to bed for you. Get some rest. And in the morning, if you could, the $540.
Never gives up, does he?
$540 to pay the interest on my mortgage.
Darling, I have no money.
No, I'll pay you back, my dear friend. It's only $540.
How could I say no? Rooster, will you give it to him? Give it to him, Redmond.
Of course. Right away. Why not?
Well, what else can we do? He's a good man. He needs it, and he'll pay it back.
My sister still hasn't gotten out of the habit of throwing her money away. Would you move over there? You smell like a brothel.
And you, Mr. Redmond Spencer Fontaine, are the same old...
What? What did you say?
Your mother has called 3 times since yesterday. She wants to see you. So what? I'll call her when I get around to it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Who cares? Maybe I'll call her later to get her off my back. Mama's still the same. She just doesn't get it. If she could, she'd give away everything she owns.
It's like a disease. With a lot of remedies prescribed, but none of them work. Is she incurable? It would be a good cure if we inherited a fortune. Or married you or Anna to a rich man. Or if one of us went to New Orleans to try our luck with our old aunt Violet Venable. After all, dear old auntie is very rich.
Oh, God help us.
We can stop crying. The old lady is rich, but doesn't like us very much. She still hasn't gotten over your mother marrying an ordinary lawyer instead of a gentleman with property. He was common, and, well, I must admit, the way Raina's behaved since he died, you wouldn't say it's been exactly virtuous either. She's a good, kind heart, and I love her. She's a lovable woman, but she is weak. You have to admit she's loose. It's obvious to everyone.
Anna's standing in the doorway.
And last Thursday, I went to town and at the district court.
Anna, I thought you went up to bed. I can't get to sleep.
Anna, honey, you are my darling.
Everyone loves you. Everyone looks up to you. I look up to you. But Uncle Redmond, I heard what you were saying about my mother. About your sister. How could you say that?
Yes, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm such a fool. I can't believe I said those things. I made that ridiculous speech about the brake front. After I finished, I realized how stupid I sounded.
Maybe you should just be quiet.
Maybe I should just stick to business. Then I won't embarrass myself. On Thursday, I was in town at the district court. Well, there was a group of us talking about this and that. Chance Wayne brought the topic of loans. And Boss Finley said it was possible to arrange getting a loan to pay the interest on another bank loan.
At this point, only God can help us.
On Tuesday, I'll go in and find out more about it. Anna, don't worry. Your mother can have a talk with Shelby. You won't refuse her. You've got to go to New Orleans to see your Aunt Violet. We will attack from 3 different fronts. We can't lose. We'll pay the interest. I swear the estate won't be sold. I won't let it go to auction. I swear to you.
Rooster, I believe you.
You don't need to worry. This plan will work.
Mr. Redmond, shame on you, all this talking. You need to be getting up to bed.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on my way. Everyone get some sleep. I just can't think about it now. Tomorrow is another day.
And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Cushion and into the middle pocket. Double bank shot into the side pocket.
Mr. Redmond,
Uncle, you're starting again. Good night.
Good night, Uncle Redmond.
I feel better. But I don't want to go to New Orleans. I don't like Camp 5. Doesn't matter. I have to go. I'm not quite so worried with Uncle Redmond's plan.
We've all got to go to bed and get some sleep. There was one annoying incident that happened while you were gone. You know the old sharecropper house down by the lake? Only the old rope workers live in it now. Stony, Charlie, Booger, and of course, Lorena. Well, I found out they've been picking up a little extra income by letting vagrant trash spend the night. I didn't say anything about it. Then I'm hearing rumors that I'm sending down old table scraps down for them. It's all Lorena's doing, and she's saying those things out of meanness. So I said to myself, okay, if that's the game you want to play, the gloves are off. I sent for Lorena. She comes in like nothing's going on. What makes you say such things? You're living here for free. Are you a fool? Oh, Anna, you were falling asleep.
I'm so tired. Mama. Poor Mama. And Uncle?
I don't know. You are so tired. Come to bed, sweetheart.
Oh God, I adore her.
Apparently there was some problem with my passport. When I was a kid, my parents traveled a lot and I went with them. Then Papa left and Mama couldn't take care of me, so my German grandmother took me in and raised me.
That's so sad. But you were so fortunate to spend all that time in Paris with Serena.
Yeah, you're right. And I enjoyed every minute of it.
I'm so jealous.
I understand the French people aren't very fond of Americans.
Oh, I don't know, I guess.
You know, here I am. I am a grown man. I consider myself pretty well informed. I mean, I take several newspapers and magazines, keeping up with what's going on in the world. From everything that I read or see on TV, I really don't know what to do. Should I protect myself or shoot myself? You know, to be on the safe side, I do carry a revolver. See? Here it is.
Oh, you are way too clever, Jim Tate. Women must be crazy about you.
To tell you the truth, not really. To be honest, fate treats me with no pity. Life has tossed me around like a rowboat in a storm. If something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen to me. For example, I wake up this morning, and there is this huge spider, this big, sitting on my chest. If that's not enough for you, I get up, I pour myself a glass of juice. I put it to my mouth, and there is a cockroach swimming in the glass. Neva, can I talk to you for a minute?
Okay, go on.
Can I talk to you in private?
All right, but first, can you go to the kitchen and get me more iced tea?
Without a cockroach in it.
Very funny. Now I know what to do with my revolver.
That fool is an accident waiting to happen.
Just so long as he doesn't shoot himself. I'm a nervous wreck. I worry about everything. Miss Raina took me in when I was just a young girl. I've had no life except here. I turned into a lady living in refinement, and I'm a servant. What's gonna happen here? Where do I belong? Darling, what should I do? Don't lie to me.
Darling, every girl has to remember who she is. And there's one thing I can't stand is a girl who doesn't know how to behave like a lady.
I adore you. I love you. You're so smart. You have an answer for everything.
Yeah, a girl who says she's in love is no lady. I gotta get some air. Someone's coming. It's them. Go to the kitchen or they'll think something was going on. I don't need that.
You have to come to a decision. You're running out of time. Just tell me what you want to do with the Grove property. Are you going to sell it? Yes or no?
It's really very handy now they've completed the crosstown. It'll make it very convenient to get into town for lunch. I should have stopped in at the pool cabana first for a quick game of billiards.
Oh, you still got time.
Well, just give me some kind of an answer. Just give me something. Yes or no?
Who? What? Yellow into the middle pocket.
I don't understand. There was some cash in here yesterday. What happened to it? It's almost gone. Ugh, my poor Verna. She tries to economize. She gives to the helper like meals from the charity food kitchens while I waste money, mindless spending. I don't know why I do it, and now it's gone.
Miss Serena, let me put this back in your purse for you.
Thank you, Runner. Oh, why did I go into town for lunch? That horrible restaurant you recommended with that music, the tablecloths, they smelled like soap. And Redmond, why do you eat so much? And why do you drink so much and talk so much? At the restaurant, you kept incessantly talking. You kept rambling. And to whom? The waiters about the decadent 70s? Why?
I know. I can be unnerving. That's obvious. Why are you always around underfoot? Get out of my sight.
Every time you start talking, I want to start
Tell it to
laughing.
get out of here or I'm leaving.
Ryland, go. Go away.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Your estate is going to auction. It's going to be bought by Ashton Buckley. He's rich, and I hear he's personally going to attend the auction.
Where did you hear that?
They're talking about it around town.
Aunt Vi's promised to send something, but we have no idea how much.
You have no idea. 10, 50,000, 100.
Oh, I don't know. We'd be lucky to get maybe 60, 70, 100,000. I just don't know.
I hate to say this, but I have never in my life known people so frivolous, impractical, eccentric, such unbusinesslike people as you, my friends. I have tried to explain as clearly as possible, over and over again, that you are going to lose your property. It is going to be sold. Sold! You will have nothing. But you just don't seem to get it. You don't understand what will happen.
Well, what can we possibly do? What? Tell us.
What? I tell you. Oh, over and over. You must sell the groves and the lands. Divide them up for sale. And you need to do it as soon as possible. The August auction date is getting closer. Please, try to understand. Once you decide to sell the Grove property, you will have everything you need. You will have no more financial trouble. If you are careful, you will be saved.
Vacation homes, condominiums, resort hotels. Ugh, forgive me, but that is so vulgar.
I agree entirely.
My God! I don't know what to do, scream or cry. I mean, can't you see that I'm trying to help you? You are a foolish old woman.
How dare you speak to my sister like that?
I am speaking to you. You act like a foolish old woman. I thought at least you would be able to understand the severity of the situation. I've got to go.
No, don't go. Stay, I beg you. We'll away.
What else is there to think of? There is no other way.
Stay, I beg you. When you're here, everything doesn't seem so bad. Something terrible is going to happen. Is it the house we're going to fall on our heads?
Everybody says I've wasted all my money in candy.
I have led such a shameful life. I have sinned.
Stop. No, you haven't. You're talking foolishness.
Oh, but I have. I've always been careless with money, thrown it around like a crazy person. And then I married a man who made an art of accumulating debt. And he was a drunk, a mean drunk. Booze killed him in the end. Then I had the misfortune fortune to fall in love with someone else and became his mistress. My punishment for that was my little boy Cooper here in the lake. My little boy drowned, and I just had to leave with no plans to return. I just wanted to get away. I didn't care where. I went to Paris, and he followed me. It was a brutal relationship. I mean, he wouldn't leave me alone. I bought a small villa outside Canton, hoping that would help. And then he fell sick, and for 3 years, I had no peace. For 3 years, he was sick. I had no rest. I nursed him day and night, and he just drained the life from me. Last year, I had to sell the villa to pay our debts and take a small apartment in Paris. In Paris, he robbed me openly, threw me aside, and went to live with another woman. I felt so humiliated and stupid. I tried to kill myself. But then I thought of my daughters and my home. Oh God, forgive me. Don't punish me anymore. This letter arrived today. It's from Paris. He is sorry, begs my forgiveness, and implores me to return. The drama. There's nothing joyous or happy in the world anymore.
Well, last night I went to the theater and saw a play that was actually quite amusing.
People shouldn't watch plays. Rather than going to plays, people should seriously look at the drama in their own lives a little more often. What dull, gray lives they all lead. They should just stand back and listen to all the useless things they say.
You're right. I mean, listening to ourselves, we all probably sound like complete fools. And you know, my father, he was an uneducated and foolish nothing. He knew nothing, and so he taught me nothing. And then he would get drunk and beat me with the stick, and that was the end of it. And you know, when I think about it, sometimes I feel like I'm turning into the same sort of foolish oaf myself.
What you need is a good wife, my friend.
I realize that.
Oh, why don't you ask Verna? You care for each other, and she's a good girl.
I know.
She comes from simple people, and she's a hard worker like you. But what's most important is that she loves you, and you've cared for each other for a long time.
You're right. I mean, she is a dear girl. Why not?
Did I tell you I was off the job at the bank? $35,000 a year.
Are you serious? You working in a bank? Oh, now you see, that is funny.
Rainey, stop. I'm serious.
Now, will you put these on, sir?
Fern, my dear. You were such an old mother hen.
Mr. Redmond, those shoes of yours are always tracking in something from the outside.
Oh, how old you've become, Fern.
Need something, Miss Rayno?
Oh, no.
She said you're getting old.
That's because I've lived a long time. When I was a little girl, folks around town were always looking for fellas to marry me off. I was already a housemaid at that point, and I didn't want to get married to any of those fellas and have to leave. I had my family here to look after. Folks just couldn't understand why.
Well, those old days were wonderful. I mean, at least then they could slap the hell.
Oh my word, that right. Didn't get paid much, but the workers took care of the land and the masters took care of the workers. I don't know. Now it's all gibbety, googly. Everybody going their own way and nobody understands
Fern,
anything.
please be quiet for a moment. Tomorrow I have an appointment in town. I'm meeting with an officer at the bank who might give us a loan.
Who is going to give you a loan when you can barely afford to pay the interest? Here come my girls.
Oh, come in, my darlings. only knew how much I love both of you. Come sit down next to me.
And here we have our eternal student, taking a stroll with the ladies of the house, I see.
So what? Why don't you mind your own business?
Before you know it, you'll be 50 and still a student.
You'll still be a jerk.
Oh, you're not losing your temper, are you, learned one?
Just shut up and leave me alone.
Let me ask you a question. Tell me, what do you really think of me?
Do you really want to know? You are a very wealthy man, and one of these days you'll be a millionaire. In nature, there are these predatory animals that will devour anything in their path to get what they want and maintain the balance of nature. That pretty much describes you.
Hey, you have to tell us about the weather.
What was it we were talking about yesterday?
What was it?
We were talking about pride.
We talked for a long time, but I don't even came to any kind of conclusion. Should man take pride in himself? Is it right from a spiritual perspective? The scriptures consider pride a sin. Why should man be so proud? Man is physiologically poorly constructed. In most cases, man is crude, stupid, and profoundly unhappy. I sometimes believe we should stop admiring ourselves. The only thing we should do is work.
What difference does it make? No matter what we do, we're all going to die anyway.
Who knows what's going to happen to us when we die? We only know of our 5 senses. Who knows? Maybe there are more, and those are the only 5 that we lose when we die.
Lane, you are so intelligent.
Oh, it is frightening.
Mankind, as it progresses, tries to continually perfect itself. All the things that now seem unattainable will in the future be common, everyday things. But it won't happen without man's hard work. In this country today, there are very few hard workers. Most of those who are considered to be intellectuals or gentry don't know how to work. And as far as I know, aren't seeking the truth or anything else. They consider themselves the intellectuals, but they treat those that work for them like children, and those less fortunate like animals. These elite don't educate themselves or read serious literature. They socially talk about it, but they know next to nothing about art and science. With terrible serious faces, they philosophize about the current issues of the world. While right under their noses the entire time, the whole time, are workers living in poverty, the sick, the poor, the homeless, misery, all around us, and all these deep conversations that we have are obviously to distract our attention from it all. Distract our attention and other people's too. And where are all the child care centers and where are the libraries? They exist in TV and in movies. They don't exist in reality. What does exist is filth, vulgarity, and our decadent medieval ways. I have very little love for these serious faces. They're frightening. It's better to just keep quiet.
Listen, I get up 5 a.m. and work sometimes until midnight. I'm constantly handling money, my own and that of others, and I can't help but notice what people are actually like. You go to work, and you will see how many decent and hardworking people there are in this country. And you know, when I can't sleep, I think to myself, good God, you gave us these boundless plains, these wide horizons, these beautiful forests. All of us that live here should be giants.
Oh, giants? Giants are fine in fairy tales. Anywhere else, they're frightening. Oh, there goes Jimmy Tate.
Jimmy Tate?
The sun is setting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, glorious nature. Your everlasting radiance. Radiant, beautiful, but indifferent. We call you our mother. You give life, and you destroy it.
Uncle Reddy.
Maybe you better beg the red in the corner pocket.
I'll stop. I'm silent.
What was that?
No idea. It sounded really far away. It could have been a power line that snapped or a transformer.
Maybe it was a bird. Some kind of, something like an eagle on a transformer.
Or an owl, or osprey.
Oh, it's eerie. I don't know why.
It was just like that never whistled without stopping, both at the exact same time.
Before what disaster?
At the start of that whole civil rights business.
Look, the sun is going down. Well, what's the matter? Why are you crying?
It doesn't matter.
Miss Rada, there's a young fella at the kitchen door. Says he's heading into town to catch a bus to get back home to Jacksonville. He's trying to get together the bus fare and asked if we can help out.
Tell him we can't help him to go away. Here, give this to him. I don't have anything smaller.
Mama, that was $20. Mama, we barely have enough food to feed our help, and you give a stranger $20?
Well, what else can I do? Oh, I'm such a fool. Here, you take what I have left. And Shelby, my dear friend, you'll be a sweetheart and lend me some more if I need it, won't you?
Oh, of course.
Oh, and Verna, when you were out, we arranged a match for you, so congratulations.
Mama, stop. It's not funny.
Get thee to a nunnery! Oh, Fulia.
Look at my hand shaking. I need to get thee to a billiard table.
Nid. Oh, Fulia. Oh, nymph. In thy horizon be all my sins remembered.
Stop it! You're not funny!
Come on, everyone, it's supper time.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please remind you that the August auction date is getting closer. You need to make a decision. You're running out of time.
We're finally alone.
Your sister's afraid if she leaves us alone, we're going to fall in love with each other. What she can't get through her little mind is that we're above ordinary love. Our goal is to experience the whole sense of life, to avoid petty illusions that keep us from being fully alive, free, and happy. We are marching onward, drawn towards that bright, shining star.
You have such a way with words. The weather was beautiful today.
Yes, another amazing day.
What have you done to me, Blaine? Why don't I love the orange groves like I used to? I used to think there was no finer, more beautiful place on earth.
All the earth is our grove. The earth is broad and beautiful. There are endless, marvelous places for us to explore. Think about it for a moment. Your grandfather, your great-grandfather held this land. Your family going all the way back were masters of slaves. They owned living souls. Can't you hear their voices? Can't you see their faces from behind the trees in the grove? Then there were the years of pitiful wages justified by provided housing. Those days are gone. Things have changed for all of you. Your mother and uncle don't even realize they're living on credit. It is so ironic that they owe money to people they would have never invited into their house in the first place. Your family's at least 150 years behind times. The days of Southern gentry philosophizing, complaining of ennui, and having cocktails are gone. They have been gone. To live in the present, your family needs to acknowledge their past and break from it and realistically work towards a future.
This place we've been living in really hasn't been our home for a long time. Well, I'm willing to leave. I mean it.
If you're serious, throw your keys into the field and go. Then you'll be free. Free as the wind.
You put that so beautifully, but life is not that easy.
Have faith in me, Anna. Look, I'm not even 30 yet. Still a student. But I've already experienced a lot in life. I've been dirt poor, hungry, sick. I had nowhere to live. And all the things that I've seen, the places that I've been to, every minute of every day and night, my soul has been filled with wonderful things I can't even explain or describe.
Are you two coming for dinner?
Anna, here it is. Happiness is coming closer and closer. And if we don't see it, if we don't recognize its face, it doesn't matter. Other people will.
Anna! Lane! What are you two doing?
Come on. We better go to dinner.
Things will be all right.
Anna!
doing pretty good? Oh my goodness.
The problem is, I have heart troubles. And my blood pressure, can't seem to get a handle on it. I've had 2 small strokes already, and I really shouldn't be drinking. But you know what they say, don't you? If you run with the pack, you better wag your tail. God bless my dear departed daddy. He was always a day late and $1 short. He would often tell us that man is descended from dogs. A hungry dog can think of nothing but meat. Like me, I can't think of anything but money.
I believe it's true. Now that you mention it, you do have a canine quality about you. Mrs. Garland, Mrs. Shelby Garland.
And look who's here, the mangy-looking thing that calls himself a gentleman.
Yes, that's what I am, a mangy-looking gentleman. I'm proud of it.
What am I going to do? Here we are, she's gone and hired these musicians, and when the music eventually stops, we have to pay them. With what?
Think about this for a minute. If you would use all the energy you've spent these past couple of years looking to pay the interest on your debts differently, you could have turned the world upside down by now.
Nietzsche, the great, very famous intellectual philosopher, wrote that it's okay for man to print his own money.
You've read Nietzsche.
Oh, no, my daughter told me. Thank you. But, considering the situation I'm currently in, counterfeiting would be a solution. Unfortunately, with the money due the day after tomorrow, there's simply not enough time to print it. I owe $540, but I've got my hands on $150. It's gone. Oh God, shit, I've lost it. I found it. Thank God I got it.
Why hasn't Shelby returned? What could be taking them so long? Redmond was with them. Where are they? What could they be doing? Oh, Eva, go to the bar and take some more drinks for the musicians.
The auction probably never even took place.
What is wrong with me? This wasn't the night to have a party.
I don't know.
And we really didn't need a live band. Well, anyway, here we are. What the hell? And there is still no sign of Shelby. They could have called. I don't understand. It must be over by now. Either the estate hasn't sold or the sale never took place. Oh God, the suspense is driving me crazy.
I'm sure Uncle Redmond has bought it. He promised.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Aunt Violet gave Uncle Reddy power of attorney to purchase the estate and transfer the mortgage into her name. I'm sure the only reason she agreed to do it is because of Anna. Let's just hope to God Uncle Redmond was able to come through.
Dear old Aunt Vi. She only sent $150,000 to buy the estate and to buy it in her own name. She doesn't trust us, and that amount will barely cover the interest. Well, today my fate is being decided. Oh my God.
Mrs. Shelby Garland.
Shut up! Just shut up, you big loser, the eternal student. Everyone knows the university has already thrown you out twice.
Whoa, what's the matter? Why are you so angry? He's just teasing you about Shelby. So, if you want to marry him, marry him. He's a good man. But if you don't want to, don't. Darling, no one is forcing you.
I'm thinking about it, Mama. I'm seriously considering it. He is a good man. And I care for him very much.
Well, I don't understand. What are you waiting for? Marry him.
Mama, I can't go and propose to him. For the past 2 years, everyone's been asking me, when's the big day? It's so embarrassing, humiliating. He either doesn't bring up the subject or jokes about it. I understand he's preoccupied amassing his fortune. He doesn't have time to think about them. If I had some money, not even a lot, I would just leave it all and go away. The farther, the better. If I could, I'd go enter a convent or something.
How saintly.
I thought a student was supposed to be clever. Blaine, as you've grown older, you've become so ugly and cynical. Oh, Mama, I need to have something to do, a purpose in life. I need to be productive to keep my sanity.
Jimmy Tate's broken one. Is it really your cues?
What's Jimmy Tate doing here? I don't
she's been hovering over me and Anna like a hawk. She's so afraid we're going to have some kind of horrid love affair. It's none of her business anyway. Besides, we're above that kind of simple love.
So I suppose I am below that kind of love? Why isn't Shelby back? I just don't know what to think. The thought of the sale is inconceivable. Oh God, this is making me sick. I could just scream. Oh, Blaine, talk to me about something. Say something.
Does it really make a difference if the estate is sold today or not? Everything's been done. It's been over for a long time. You can't turn back the clock. Just try to calm down and stop fooling yourself for once. Just face the truth of it all.
Well, what is the truth? You seem to always know what's true and what's not, but I think over time I've gone blind. You have answers to every question, but my dear, that is because you are young and you haven't had to answer a single one of those questions. You haven't suffered. You bravely look ahead and nothing frightens you. That's because you are young and you haven't had to face the harsh realities of life yet. You are young, strong, honest, and less superficial than the rest of us. But stop and think for a moment and try to be a bit kind and forgiving and try to have a little pity for me. I was born here. My mother and father lived here, my grandparents. I love this house. This is all I've ever known. Here are my roots, and without the groves, my existence makes no sense. I mean, this is where my little boy drowned. I know you have a good heart, so please try to have a little pity.
You know I feel for you with all my heart.
Yes, then why do you say such hurtful things? You have no idea how all of this is weighing on me today. The noises in the house have my nerves on edge. My whole being trembles. If I go to my room, the silence is frightening. And please don't judge me, Shady. I love you like my own child. And I would gladly give you my consent to marry Anna, but you can't even support yourself. Blaine, you need to finish up the university and make something of your life. Anna is my little girl. You do understand, don't you?
I understand.
It's a letter from Paris. They come every day. That pathetic man is in trouble once again. He says there's something wrong with him. He begs my forgiveness and wants me to come back. I can't help feeling that I should go back to Paris and take care of him for a while. I can see by the look on your face you disapprove. But Shady, what can I do? What can I possibly do? He's sick, lonely, miserable, alone. Who will take care of him? Stop him from making foolish mistakes? Who will give him his medicine? There's no point in trying to deny it. I love him. I still love him. He is a millstone around my neck, and I know that he'll take me down with him, but I can't help it. I can't live without him. I love him. Oh, please don't judge me, Shady. Don't say anything. Do not say
He
a
has
word.
betrayed you. He's stolen from you. He's openly robbed you.
No, stop. Don't say things like
Look,
that.
he uses you. It's so obvious. He's a worthless parasite.
Well, look at you. You're what, 27, 28? And you still think like a 17-year-old schoolboy.
That's what you think?
It's time you grow up and be a man. At your age, you should be able to understand people who know what it is to love. Oh, and why don't you fall in love with someone yourself? You are such a holier-than-thou prude. That's what it is. You are a smug little boy.
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm above such things as love. Bullshit! You know what Fern would call a nincompoop? I can't believe at your age, you don't even have a mistress.
I can't believe that you're talking to me like this. I can't believe you all... I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done.
No, Blaine, no, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Blaine!
Ow!
Oh, wait, what happened?
Mama, my trip just fell down.
He's trying to fuck. Blaine, I'm so sorry. I was just kidding. Do you forgive me?
Now we have to invite the postmaster and the sheriff, and they're not too excited. Oh, my back. I'm not as strong as I used to be.
You sure are a real bore, aren't you? Bit of advice? Why don't you just quietly slip off somewhere and die?
Oh, you were nothing but a good-for-nothing nincompoop.
Oh, please excuse me, I am exhausted. I must sit down for a minute.
Mama, some man just came to the kitchen door saying the grove's been sold.
So? What to who?
He didn't say. He's gone now.
I'm sure it was just some strange old man gossiping.
And Mr. Wendman still isn't home yet. It's getting damp and chilly, and even take a lightweight jacket. What am I going to do with him?
Oh my God, this is killing me. Oh, Rylan, go find out who it was sold to.
He's gone. The old man left a while ago.
What is it? What are you laughing at?
Jimmy Tate, he is so stupid. He has no coordination. He's such a moron.
The estate is sold. Where will you go?
Wherever you tell me to go.
What's the matter? Are you ill? Oh, you should go in and go to bed.
Oh, no, I can't do that. Can I go to bed? Who's going to wait on all these folks? Who's going to clean up the mess when everybody goes home? As you can see, there's only one me for the whole house. That diva is kind of useless.
Miss Reyna, can I talk to you for a minute? I want to ask you for a special favor. If you go back to Paris, will you take me back with you? I just can't stay here. I'm sure you can see for yourself. Everyone around here is an uneducated redneck lacking any type of sophistication. And worst of all, they're boring. The food served around here is disgusting, and come on, Fern, wandering around here all the time, muttering away to herself. Please take me with you.
There you are, my dear Miss Reyna, you enchanting creature. You must come and join me. But for just one dance. Ma chère. I've got my hands on $150, but I still need to borrow $390 from you tomorrow. You are a saint!
Miss Reyna asked me to dance because there were so many men and not enough ladies to go around. My head spinning and heart pounding, I had to step away. The sheriff just said something very thoughtful and sweet to me.
What did he say to you?
He said I was like a flower.
Aw, that was stupid.
I thought it was very sweet. He said I was delicate and sensitive. I love it when people say things like that to me.
And you're dumb enough to believe it.
There you are. You've either ignored or avoided me all evening. If I was a mosquito, you'd have paid more attention to
I've
me.
been busy. What do you want?
So it's not just my imagination. Why have you been ignoring me? I mean, it's nothing new. I am used to it. Sometimes you treat me like I don't even exist. I resign myself to the reality that a little gray cloud over my head follows me everywhere. I've become accustomed to my fate. Every day there is another misfortune or a disappointment. I just resign myself to just greet each day with a smile. I assumed that we had a relationship or an understanding.
Please, can we talk about this later? I can't think about it now. Right now I'm busy.
Sure. We'll talk about it later. Another day, another misfortune. I'll just keep on smiling.
Are you still here? I thought you would have been gone by now. You can leave. First you play billiards and break a cue, and then you continue to parade around through the party like you were an invited
You
guest.
have no right to speak to me like that.
Speak to you like what? All I'm saying is that you wander around from place to place, and what do? You're a clerk. And no one ever sees you getting down to any kind of work. Only God knows what you do.
Whether I work or not, whether I wander around here playing billiards and eating, who do you think you are? You are judging me? It's none of your business what I do or don't do.
How dare you speak to me like that? You think I can't recognize the truth, right and wrong? Get out of here now. Get out!
You might try expressing yourself with a bit more dignity and refinement.
Out! Out of here this instant! I don't want to see your face around here again!
Everyone knows about you. Where would you be if Miss Raina had adopted you, huh? You're a joke!
Get out! Get out!
Thank you kindly
I'm so sorry.
for the warm welcome.
Don't mention
Shelby is here. He's back from the sale.
You're back! My good friend, we missed you. You smell like you've already had a few drinks. Did you and Redmond stop and have a few to celebrate?
Where have you been? What took you so long? Where's Redmond?
Redmond came back with me. He's on his way in.
Well, what happened? Was there an auction or not? Say something.
The auction ended at 6. There was traffic on the interstate that stopped us for nearly 2 hours. We eventually got off the interstate and we stopped just outside of town and had a drink. My head is still spinning.
So what happened? Tell us, for God's sake, Shelby. Tell us what happened.
I need something to eat. I haven't eaten all day. What I've been through. I'm hungry. Fern, would you come and get me something to eat?
What happened at the auction? Tell us.
Is the orange grove sold?
It's sold.
Who bought it?
I bought it. Yes. I bought it. Wait! Wait! Please, my friends, just everything is still spinning around in my head. Just please give me a moment. All right. And we get to the sale, and Buck was there, and I told you he was going to be there. Now Redmond has only $150,000, and right off the bat, Buckley bids the mortgage plus $10,000, and that's already more than what Redmond has. And that ridiculously low bid was an insult to the estate. Nobody else seems interested. I see what's going on, and so I say, well, if that's the game you're playing, and I jump in with $180,000. And he, $185,000, and me, $195,000. And he's going up $5,000, I'm responding with tens, and in the end, I bid $270,000 plus the mortgage. And I get it. It's mine. The orange grove is mine. Good God in heaven, I own this orange grove. And tell me I'm drunk. Tell me I'm crazy or dreaming. I mean, if my father and grandfather could get up from their graves and see what's happened, if they could see me, their stupid little Shelby used to run barefoot through this orange grove. I now own one of the most beautiful estates in Florida. I now own the estate where my father and grandfather were lowly sharecroppers, where my grandfather wasn't even allowed inside the kitchen. I must be asleep and dreaming. This can't be happening to me. This can't be real. She threw down the keys. Guess she needs to make a point that she's no longer the mistress here. So it must be true. Hey! Hey, you in the band! Let's have some music! This is a celebration. Come and watch Shelby Garland take a chainsaw to the orange groves. Come and watch the trees fall down. We'll clear the land and build new homes, hotels, vacation resorts, and all of our children, our grandchildren, and all our descendants will know a new life here. Let's have some music! Why didn't you listen to me? I've tried so hard to help you before now. Now, my poor dear friend, it is too late. I never thought it would end this way. I wish somehow I could change this miserable existence.
This is very upsetting. Let's leave her alone. Come on.
What's the matter? Let's hear that band play. Comes the new landlord, the owner of this orange grove.
Mama. Oh, Mama, please stop crying. Dear, sweet, kind Mama. My beautiful Mama, I love you so much. The orange grove is sold and the estate is gone. That's true. Please don't cry, Mama. You have the rest of your life in front of you. You were such a good, kind, generous soul. Mama, we'll go away. You and me will go away from here. We'll go far, far away. We'll find a new place. More beautiful than this one. Promise. You'll see. You'll again find peace and love and happiness, and you will smile again. Oh, no! Oh, Mama. Mama.
Won't you have a glass of champagne before you go? I didn't get a chance to stop at the liquor store, but I did manage to find a bottle such as it is. Publix on the way over here. You won't have any. Well, if I'd known that I wouldn't have bothered. I'm not going to have any either. Ryland, you'll have to drink it all yourself.
And I toast to all those who are leaving, and again to all those who are staying behind. This is champagne. It tastes like shit.
Well, what do you expect for $8 a bottle? Why is it so warm in here?
One of the AC units went down about 2 days ago. What's the point in fixing it, right? We're leaving.
What?
I'm just happy.
Well, it is October out there, and the sun's still beating down without any signs of stopping. At least when some of the cooler weather sets in, it'll be good building weather. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, your flight leaves in about 2 hours, so we'll have to leave for the airport in 20 minutes.
Just about time to go, isn't it? Little's a good. Has anyone seen my hat? It's vanished. Anna, have you seen my hat?
Well, I'll be leaving for New York, so I'll be on the same flight as the rest of you. I'll be there for a few weeks, as I have a number of things I've been putting off. I have a lot of projects to catch up on.
Well, in just a few minutes we'll be leaving, and you'll be free to resume your valuable labors.
Why don't you have a glass of champagne?
I'll pass, but thanks.
So, you're off to Tallahassee, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going into town with them. Then tomorrow I leave for Tallahassee.
I would imagine all the professors are up there waiting for you to return so they can begin their lectures.
Why don't you shut up and mind your own business?
I mean, how many years has it been up there anyway at the university?
Give it a rest. You've run that one into the ground. Can't you come up with something a little better? Listen, since we may never see each other again, I'd like to give you some advice as a farewell present. Break yourself in that habit you have, waving your arms around when you get excited. Here's a big one for you. Nix the gesticulating. And all the other talk of building vacation homes and condos and resorts, it's also another form of hand waving. You know, after all is said, I can't help but like you. You've got fine and sensitive hands, like an artist. And you got a fine and sensitive soul, too.
Well, thank you. Good luck to you. Let me see if I have something to help you get to Tallahassee.
No. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I recently received a check for a manuscript translation I did. Got it right here in my pocket. What I don't have is my hat.
Here's your ratty old hat.
Thanks, but this is not my hat. Brenna, why are you so crabby?
I planted nearly 300 acres of strawberries this spring and cleared $40,000. And when the plants are in bloom, the view is breathtaking. Now, the only reason I mention this to you is because if you need a loan for school, I'm just saying I can afford it. And don't turn your nose up at the offer. Just a farm boy. It's there if you need it.
Your father was a sharecropper. Mine was a pharmacist. That proves nothing. I don't need the money. You could offer me $200,000 and I wouldn't take it. I'm free. All the money and things that people value so highly here doesn't really mean much to me. I can pass over it. I'm strong and I'm proud. Many in today's generation are seeking a higher truth, towards a higher happiness. I want to be there, up front, marching in their ranks.
And you're sure you'll get there?
I will. Or I'll show others the way to get there.
Again, good luck to you, my friend. You know, for far too long, you and I have turned our noses up at each other. But that hasn't stopped the world from going on around us. And, you know, when I can work those long hours and not tire, I have this, sense of peace of mind. And I know why I'm alive. How many people are there in this country that, simply exist and don't know the reason why? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not worth dwelling on. It's not going to stop the world from going on. I did hear, though, that Redmond accepted that position at the bank for $35,000 a year. Can you imagine him at a bank? He's not going to last there long. He's too lazy.
Mama asks if they would please not start cutting down the trees until after she's gone.
She's right, that is kind of insensitive.
Of course, I'm so sorry. All these damn workers.
Did they take Burns to the old folks home? Get her settled in, contact the doctor?
I told them this morning, I assume they took her over there.
Please go and ask if Burns has been taken to the meadows and the doctor contacted.
I told Clancy this morning, how many times do I have to tell him before it sinks in?
In my opinion, the venerable fern has lived too long. She's beyond fixing up. It might be getting time for her to start walking towards the light. Of course. What else would I expect?
This can't be your first disaster of the day.
Did they take Fern to the home? Yes. Then why didn't they take the letter for the doctor? I don't know. We'll have to send it over. Ryland, your mother is in the kitchen. She wants to say goodbye.
Whatever, she is so annoying.
Ryland, look at me. You're going away. Abandon me.
What are you crying for? There's no point in crying. In 3 days, I'll be in Paris. Tonight, New York. Tomorrow, a late flight to Paris, and poof, we're gone. I can hardly believe it. We've left France. I don't belong here. This place is just not my style. There's nothing to do here all day, and I'm just sick of the overall stupidity. For God's sake, stop the crying.
You'll get me from Paris, won't you? Ryland, I love you.
They're coming.
We should get going. Something smells like fish.
No, in a few minutes we'll get into the cars. Bye. Oh, my dear house. How many of our family have lived inside these walls? And the winter will go by, and the spring will come. You'll no longer be here. Demolished. Will no longer exist. I don't know how much these dear old walls have seen. Are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm very happy, Mama. This is a new beginning for all of us.
It's going to be okay. Everything's all right now. Before the grove was sold, we were all constantly upset, worried, and frightened. And then as soon as the gavel fell, there was no going back. And it all calmed. A decision was made, followed by a sigh of relief. We can smile about it. Here I am, having had a lot of time wrestling with banks. And now I'm a financier. Yellow into the middle pockets. Raina, you do look a lot better. You really do.
I feel good. My nerves are a lot better and I'm sleeping better now. Oh, Ryland, it's time! My little girl. I promise we'll see each other again soon. When I get to Paris, I'll be living off the money that's left over from the estate, and I'm afraid it won't last long.
You will come back soon, won't you, Mama? I'm going to study hard, take my finals, and graduate in December. Then I'm going to work. I'll be able to help out, Mama. This will be a wonderful new beginning for all of us. You will come back, won't you, Mama?
I promise I will come back, my darling.
Everyone's abandoning us. Verna's going away. All of a sudden, no one needs us anymore.
Here is one of nature's miracles.
Let me catch my breath a second. I'm ready to drop. I'm glad I caught you. Can I have a drink of water?
Just in time for another last-minute loan. Your humble servant, sir. I'll avoid the temptation. I think this is my cue to exit.
It's been a while since I've seen you all. My dear Miss Raina. And you too. It's good to see you too, Shelby, you clever man. Oh, here. Take this. $400 and $840 coming soon.
Am I dreaming? Where in the hell did you get this?
Wait, you are not going to believe what happened. Some Englishmen came by my house and they were doing some deep soil testing in the area, and they asked if they could use some of my land. And as long as it didn't cost me anything, I figured, why not? Oh, here. 400 for you too. You lovely, kind, wonderful lady. The rest will come soon. Thank you. More water, please.
And the Englishman.
Oh, he made me an offer. So I leased him a huge piece of the far-out acreage for a very handsome fee. Phosphate mining? Who would have thought? But I can't stay. I gotta go to Pollock's and Tom Finley's and the Venables, and I owe everybody money. Would you believe it? I gotta run, but I'll stop by Thursday.
Well, today we're leaving for New York, and tomorrow we're off to Paris.
What? To Paris? Well, you've got to be joking. I would explain the boxes, the trunks, the furniture, and all the suitcases. Well, that's great, I guess. I hope that you're happy. And that everything works out okay for you. Things just won't be the same around here without you. But time marches on, I guess. Thank you for being my friend. And if one day you get a message and hear that I'm dead, think about all the great times we had here. And say to yourself, once upon a time, there lived a funny little man named Dorsey Charles Landis Rayburn. God rest his soul. Wonderful weather we're having. Gotta run. Donna said to say hello.
We really need to be going now. No, but there are a few things that are bothering me. One is poor dear Fern, who is so ill. I mean, we have a few minutes.
Mama, Fern was taken to the meadows this morning. The doctor was contacted. Rylan took care of it all this morning.
My other worry is about Verna. She's so used to getting up early and handling everything around here. I mean, what is she going to do now? She's like a fish out of water. She doesn't look very well, and she cries, poor thing. You know as well as I do, Shelby, that I've always dreamed of you marrying Verna. She loves you, and I know you're fond of her. For the life of me, I don't understand why the two of you continue to play this cat and mouse game and just can't get together.
I know. And quite frankly, I don't understand it myself. But if there is still time, I'm ready. Let's finish this right now. Let's finish this right now. Once you guys are gone, I won't have another opportunity to ask her.
Wonderful. After all, it should only take a minute. I'll get her.
We even have champagne to toast to the occasion. It's all gone.
Well, good. I'll leave the two of you alone. I'll call her. Verna! Leave whatever you're doing and come in here for a minute. Alone!
That's funny. I can't seem to find it anywhere.
What? What are you looking for?
I packed it myself, but I can't remember where.
Well, where are you off to now?
Me? Oh, I'm going to the wine millers. I agreed to keep an eye on the running of their house for them. I guess to be their housekeeper.
Well, that's in Orlando, isn't it? About 45 miles away from here? Well, I guess life in this house is pretty much over.
Oh, where is it? I hope I didn't pack it in one of the trunks. Yes, there's no more life in this house. No more. There won't be any more.
And you know, I'm going off to New York for a few weeks. I got a number of things I have to take care of up there. And I've left Stoney in charge while I'm gone. I've taken him on.
Really? Have you? That's good.
And you know, it's really hot for normally around this time of year. You know, if you remember last year around this time, it was cold enough in the evenings where you could use a sweater. Right now, it's been really hot. It's around the 90s.
I would have been checking the thermometer, but ours is broken. Anyway.
Where's Shelby?
Coming.
You better be going.
friend. We're leaving this place forever. I feel I really need to say something. I'm overwhelmed, and I can't help but feel we need to say a word of farewell. This place has been our home.
Uncle Reddy, please don't.
Off the cushion into the middle, yellow to the side pocket. I am silent. What are we waiting for, folks? It's time to go.
No, I need to have another minute. It's like I've never really paid attention or seen what the walls in this house were like, or what the stairways were like. Now I look at them desperately for the last time with such love.
I remember when I was 6 years old, sitting over by these windows, watching Daddy leave for church.
Have we got all our things?
Well, yes, it looks like it. I mean, Jimmy Tate, you'll watch over things while I'm gone? The movers will be here in about 3 weeks to pick up the rest of the furniture and trunks. They'll call you before they arrive.
Don't worry about anything. I have it under control.
What's wrong with your voice?
I drank some water a little while ago. It went down my pump pipe.
That is hopeless. When we leave, no one will ever live here again.
Well, until some of the new construction is finished, and then you'll have to be
What's the matter with you? It never even occurred to me.
Friends, the limos are waiting, but the planes won't wait. Let's go.
Blaine, there's your nasty old hat.
Oh.
Under the table.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
To the airport. Off the cushion. Into the corner pocket.
Let's go.
All right, well, is everybody ready? No one's forgotten anything? I'm going to go to the back, cut the breaker, and off the power. Let's go!
Farewell, old house. Goodbye, old life.
Hello, new life. Come on, come on. Let's go.
Raina. My little sister Posey.
Goodbye, my orange groves. My sweet, lovely orange groves. My life, my youth, my joy. Goodbye.
Mama!
Come on, Miss Raina.
I want one last look at these walls and windows. I remember how Mama used to love to walk around these rooms.
Come on, Posey. It's time.
Mama!
We're coming.
It's locked. They're gone. Doesn't matter. I guess they've forgotten about me. I just know Mr. Redmond didn't take his blazer. The gentleman always wears his blazer to the airport. Times are changing. When will these young people learn? So life has gone by, and it seems I still haven't lived.